I grew up in a Christian family. I had 2 brothers, 2 sisters. We grew up in South Auckland, normal family. When I was, 16, I left school and moved off to England. One of the conditions that Mum made was I could go to England as long as I kept going to church, so I did. And it was at church, that youth group, that I met a lady called Gillian, who was to later become my wife. 21, I got married, and a year later, that was in 1990, the following year, we moved back to New Zealand. We lived in a caravan, saved up money for our deposit for a house. After we'd bought the house, we had children. Just after Joshua was born, Jill was really tired. She wasn't recovering from the birth. And, so we went to the doctor and just see if they could, work out what was wrong. And they did some blood tests and discovered that she had bowel cancer and that it had spread to her liver. That's when Josh was about 4 weeks old, and then 3 weeks later she passed away. Life was mixed up, you've gone from a normal life to just, you just don't know what, nothing makes sense. Life just doesn't turn out the way you think it's going to sometimes, and why would God let that happen, it didn't make any sense. I think dealing with grief is I don't know, I would say for a lot of it, for me, I didn't deal with it, and it was a real struggle, and there were things that I didn't do well, and I was just fortunate that I had, family and friends around me to help me. It was a long, hard journey, and I suppose for the big process for me of grieving is learning that you're not going to have the answers, and that's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to know everything. About 6 years ago, I actually had a benign tumour growing in my spine. I didn't know whether it was cancerous or not, and you end up looking at the world differently. You don't, things that you used to worry about, I just find I don't, it's so easy to read, in the Bible, the verse about don't worry about money and clothing, and it's often so hard to do, and sometimes it's not till you actually go through something where your money and your food and your clothing makes no difference. Looking back, I've been quite fortunate because a lot of fathers don't get to spend that time with their children. So, despite how bad it was, I've been so fortunate to be able to have that relationship with my boys that, a lot of people don't. A lot of men don't get that chance. My boys are 13 and 15. Life's good. I mean, I'm back at work. I work full-time. My boys are in school, and we're really just like any other family. We're just, the Three Musketeers.